All right, welcome to AI Pulse. It is February 5th, 2026, and right now, the world of AI feels like it's being torn in two completely different directions, like it's following two different scripts at the exact same time. One is full of incredible promise, and the other, well, it's full of serious peril.
This quote just nails the feeling right now. For every single mind-blowing breakthrough we see, there's a story that makes you just stop and wonder what is going on. It's this constant push and pull between unbelievable promise and some pretty serious peril. And that's really what we're digging into today, this idea of a two-front war in AI. On one side, you have this insane arms race for raw power and total market dominance. And on the other, we're all trying to deal with the massive and, let's be honest, often messy impacts this technology is having on every single one of us. So, let's kick things off on the innovation front, where the sheer scale of what's happening is, well, it's kind of hard to wrap your head around. We are talking about a flat-out race for pure, unadulterated computing power. Okay, so what are we even looking at here? 2.5 tons. That is the weight of NVIDIA's brand new Vera Rubin server rack. I mean, to announce this, they basically rolled out what you could only call a company-grade nuke made of pure computing power. It's a signal that we're taking a massive leap forward. And look, the numbers here are just staggering. This isn't just a little bit faster, we're talking a huge generational leap. 5 times faster inference? That means AI can answer you instantly, no lag. 10 times the throughput for the same cost? That completely changes the economics of running AI. And 0 cables for assembly. I mean, that sounds small, but it tells you they're literally re-engineering everything from the ground up to build these things on a planetary scale.
But here's the thing. NVIDIA isn't the only one in the fight. We've got a classic David versus Goliath story playing out. While NVIDIA is out there building these, city-sized computers, this little startup called Positron just hit a $1 billion valuation. And their game? It's not raw power. It's all about hyper-efficient inference chips. It's a great reminder that this war is going to be fought on a lot of different fronts, from the absolutely massive to the super specialized.
But see, it's not just about the hardware. That's a crucial point. Having the biggest, baddest chip in the world, it isn't enough. The real prize is getting this technology deep inside the core of every single major company on the planet. And honestly, nobody is playing this game more aggressively than OpenAI. So how are they doing it? Well, OpenAI is basically building a corporate army. They're hiring hundreds of these deployment engineers, and in doing so, they're shifting from just selling you a tool to becoming a full-blown consulting firm. Their goal is to walk into the biggest companies in the world and basically rewire their entire operations around AI. And just when you thought the scale couldn't possibly get any bigger, boom, it does. Elon Musk just merged SpaceX and xAI. And look, this isn't just some business deal. This is the birth of something entirely new, what we're calling a technological superpower. We're talking a $1.25 trillion entity that wants to control everything from satellites and rockets to the very intelligence that ties it all together. The whole power dynamic is shifting right under our feet.
Okay, so for every single one of those gigantic leaps forward, there's an equally gigantic impact. Let's switch gears and pivot to that other front line, the messy, real-world consequences this is having on all of us. It all kicked off with this announcement from Anthropic. Claude Cowork. Sounds harmless, right? Like a new version of Slack or something. But what it actually does is, well, it's a game changer. It's a space where AI agents aren't just tools you use. They're autonomous coworkers that can plan, execute, and finish incredibly complex jobs all on their own.
And this was the immediate reaction. The very day Claude Cowork was announced, $285 times billion just vanished from global software stocks. Poof, gone. Why? Because the market had a sudden, terrifying realization. The entire business model of selling software, license by license, might just be on the verge of becoming obsolete. Yeah, the term they came up with for this moment was the SaaSpocalypse. And the fear here, it's not just that AI will replace a few jobs. The fear is that it could replace entire industries and all the companies that power them. This isn't a small shift. It's a fundamental architectural change to how business works. But that economic shockwave, that's just one piece of the puzzle. This past year has been a brutal reminder that the disruption goes way beyond the stock market. We've seen a rapid-fire series of ethical meltdowns and societal failures that show just how far we still have to go on getting this stuff right.
Just take the Grok deepfake scandal. They pushed an update to their image model, and it resulted in what researchers have since called a mass digital undressing spree. 3 million explicit images in just 11 days, thousands depicting children. It's a perfect and horrifying illustration of the core problem here, a complete failure of what you'd call safety by design. They just rolled it out without even thinking through the consequences. And the fallout it's everywhere. We've seen over 50,000 layoffs explicitly blamed on AI. We've got healthcare AIs showing clear racial and gender bias, literally putting patients' lives at risk. We've seen hundreds of thousands of private user chats get leaked and just indexed on Google for anyone to find. It's just a relentless, nonstop wave of controversy, proving that these negative impacts are hitting every single corner of society. So you've got this two-front war raging, unbelievable innovation on one side, absolute chaos and consequences on the other. And now, the battlegrounds themselves are starting to get really, really weird. First up, you've got the AI ad wars. So OpenAI is thinking about using ads to help pay for the insane cost of running ChatGPT. And in response, Anthropic drops a Super Bowl ad promising that Claude will never have ads, trying to position themselves as the pure, unbiased option. Of course, Sam Altman immediately fired back, calling their whole campaign clearly dishonest. I mean, this is a fight for the soul of AI's business model. But it gets even stranger than that. This battle isn't just about business plans. It's about culture itself. Which leads to a really wild question. What happens when the machines start building their own social circles without us? Well, say hello to Moltbook. At a glance, it looks just like any other social media site. But there's a catch. Humans can only watch. We're spectators. It's a digital world where thousands of AI are the main characters. They're creating the posts, having the arguments, and building a culture that is totally coherent to them, but completely alien to us. For the first time ever, we are not the stars of the show. And that really brings us to the final, crucial question. We started this whole thing talking about the war between innovation and impact. But when AI starts building its own tools, like with Claude Cowork, when it starts creating its own economies, triggering things like the SaaSpocalypse, and when it even builds its own social circles with Moltbook, you have to ask, who is actually in control of this two-front war? That's the Pulse for today.